Everyone, welcome back to the hit news outlet from K.L.P. Entertainment. Swanky News. I'm Oliver Swain. Now streaming on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcast, and on Amazon Alexa. We are also streaming our news to our radio stations of Swanky 93.3 radio station. Here is today's news. This just in. Ghost of Tsushima, Tsum, is an action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for PlayStation 4. Featuring an open world for players to explore, it revolves around Jin Sakai, one of the last samurai on Tsushima Island during the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274. The game was released on the 17th of July, 2020. Ghost of Tsushima received praise for its visuals and combat, but criticism for its rote gameplay. The game is set on Tsushima Island in the late 13th century. It features a diverse assortment of regions and buildings, such as countrysides, fields, shrines, ancient forests, villages, farms, mountainscapes, and various landmarks. Players will also encounter numerous characters, friends, and unlikely allies while adventuring. Game director Nate Fox said, "This is a game that is entirely grounded in reality. We're trying hard to transport people to 1274 Japan. We're inspired by history, but we're not building it back stone by stone. We're not trying to rebuild Tsushima Island. Our protagonist is a work of fiction. We actually thought about using some historical figures, and we asked some people who are more culturally aware than us, and they said that it would be insensitive, so we didn't do it." The protagonist Jin Sakai, Daisuke, is a samurai warrior. His friend and companion Masako is a samurai woman. The main antagonist is the ruthless and cunning General Cotton Khan of the Mongol Empire, Patrick Gallagher. Other characters include Anibiba, Mine Noji, the High Priestess, Hira Ambrosino, and Ipa the monk, Keisuke Hoshi. In the year 1274, a Mongolian invasion fleet led by Cotton Khan lands on the Japanese island of Tsushima. Jin joins with the rest of the island's local samurai, led by his uncle Lord Shimura, in an attempt to repel the invasion. However, the battle ends in disaster, with the entire samurai army killed, Lord Shimura captured, and Jin grievously wounded and left for dead. Jin is found and nursed back to health by Yuna, a local thief, who informs him that most of Tsushima has already fallen to the Mongols. Jin then attempts to storm Cotton's stronghold at Castle Kaneda in an attempt to rescue Lord Shimura, but is unable to defeat Cotton in combat and is thrown from a bridge. Realizing that he cannot defeat the Mongols by himself or with a traditional samurai fighting style, Jin begins scouring the island to recruit allies and learn new fighting techniques to aid in his quest to rescue Lord Shimura. He manages to recruit Yuna, her brother Taka, the master archer Shikawa, the female samurai Masako, and his old friend and mercenary Ryuzo. As Jin kills more and more Mongols, the locals begin to revere him as the ghost of Tsushima. Taka crafts a special climbing hook that will allow Jin to scale the walls of Castle Kaneda, and he calls for his allies to commence the rescue mission. Despite Ryuzo attempting to betray Jin to collect the bounty on his head, Jin is able to free Lord Shimura and retake Castle Kaneda. However, despite the victory, Cotton had already left to conquer Lord Shimura's castle. In order to retake Castle Shimura, Jin continues to recruit more allies, such as Norio and his warrior monks and the soldiers of the Erikor clan. Lord Shimura meanwhile recruits the local pirate Goro to smuggle a message to the shogun for reinforcements. With a new army under Lord Shimura's command and reinforcements from the shogun on the way, Jin recovers his family's ancestral armor and heads out to confront Ryuzo. Jin ends up being captured by Cotton, who asks him to surrender. When Jin refuses, Cotton kills Taka as punishment. Jin is able to escape just as the shogun's samurai reinforcements arrive. Lord Shimura then leads a full assault on Castle Shimura, and are able to push the Mongols into the inner keep. However, Cotton resorts to unconventional tactics that inflict massive casualties on the samurai. Realizing that more lives will be unnecessarily lost in another frontal attack, Jin decides to poison the Mongols instead. Jin infiltrates the castle and sneaks poison in the Mongols' food. He then confronts Ryuzo again, but is forced to kill him when he resists. While the castle is taken bloodlessly, Cotton again has left to campaign further north, while Lord Shimura is furious that Jin would resort to a tactic as dishonorable as poison. Knowing the Shogun will want to have someone executed as punishment, Lord Shimura asks Jin to blame Yuno as a scapegoat, but Jin refuses. He is arrested for his crimes, but manages to escape when Yuno learns the whereabouts of Cotton. As Jin tracks Cotton, he learns to his horror that Cotton has learned how to create the poison he used and is now using it against the island residents. Jin gathers his allies again and assaults Cotton's final stronghold in Port Izumi. He manages to infiltrate the port and kill Cotton on his flagship. With Cotton dead, the Mongol invasion loses its momentum and the tide turns in the samurai's favor. Jin is summoned by Lord Shimura, who informs him that since the Shogun considers the ghost a threat to the stability of Tsushima, he has ordered Jin's execution. Both Jin and Lord Shimura reluctantly battle each other, with Jin ending up the victor. Jin has the option of either sparing Lord Shimura's life or killing him to give him a proper warrior's death. Regardless, Jin will now forever have to live his life on the run as a wanted man. Development: Ghost of Tsushima is developed by Sucker Punch Productions. After completing Infamous First Light, the team wanted to develop another open-world project because they believe that choices made by the player are important to gameplay. As a result, the game will not feature waypoints and players will have complete freedom to explore the game's world. According to Nate Fox, the game's director, the team distilled the game's numerous internal pitches into the fantasy of becoming a samurai during conceptualization. Before deciding on the current setting, Sucker Punch considered various other settings and themes such as pirates, Scottish outlaw Rob Roy MacGregor and the Three Musketeers, but they kept coming back to feudal Japan and telling the story of a samurai warrior. They would later find a historical account of the Mongol invasion of Tsushima in 1274 and the entire vision clicked into place. To ensure that the title would be an accurate representation of feudal Japan, Sucker Punch consulted cultural experts and sent an audio team to Japan to record different sounds, including bird songs. The players can switch to Japanese dialogue with English subtitles. Sucker Punch's infamous series served as an inspiration for Jin's traversal techniques. The game takes inspiration from Japanese cinema featuring samurai, notably Akira Kurosawa films such as Seven Samurai 1954, and Sanjuro, 1962. The team consulted historical sword-fighting expert David Ishimaru to help create a historically based foundation for the game. In December 2015, Sony executive Scott Roder revealed that Sucker Punch's new project was in early development, and he added that the game was fun to play. On the 23rd of June, 2020, it was announced that the game had gone gold. The game's music is composed by Ilan Ishikari and Shigeru Umebayashi. Pre-orders of the game include a digital mini soundtrack with select songs. What do you think of these developments? Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel of K.L.P Entertainment for more news and updates. Until next time, I'm Oliver Swain for your Swanky News.